Hi everyone, welcome. We're gonna let a couple more people come on. Hi, I see you. Hi, Christine Jones, welcome. Miss Minadiva, hi. So today's show is going to be all about celebrating outdoor living. I'm outdoors right now. It's a little bit rainy today. Atlanta is experiencing a rainy day, but it is still beautiful outside. And the weather has cooled down quite a bit. I don't know, some of you guys are experiencing the same thing. So for May, it's a little bit different with it being so cool. It feels more like maybe March or April, but it is definitely still a beautiful day, and my garden is getting the water it needs, so I am not complaining. And I'm just going to share a couple of pictures with you guys of some of the things that me and my boys have been doing and my outdoor entertaining that I've been doing over the last 2 weeks. And it's been a lot of fun, and just showing you guys you don't have to have a big budget or a lot of money or this fabulous space to enjoy stylish living. You can do it on a budget. You can do it in a way that works for you and is authentic to you. You got to focus on the things that you like and do what is natural for you. So for me, I love picnics, and I'm sharing with you a picnic I had with the kids. No, the wine, it was not for the kids. If you look to the right of the basket, there's pink lemonade that I made for the boys, and they just loved it. They just had such a good time out there enjoying. And I took stuff that was already in the house, already in the kitchen. I took cold cuts and cheese and just different fruits and strawberries and different things that I had already in the refrigerator, and then just packed it all up and took it out in the yard. And we had such a good time. You take anything that you have and you can make it beautiful and stylish and fun, and you're building memories. So I've been telling some of my clients and different folks, now is the time to take family portraits. Now is the time to take beautiful photographs to remember, because if you've got your family and you're all healthy and you're all together, now is a wonderful time to take some candids of what you're doing together, whether it's just lounging around at home, but if you can take it outside and get some fresh air and get some beautiful candids in the sunlight, in the natural light, then they're just going to be that much more beautiful. And then you'll have special memories down the road. And yeah, you're going to remember this time, but you're going to remember in a way that's going to be more thoughtful and true to who you are. So this was a picnic that we had recently. We just went out and I let the boys just play and run around. I set everything up and took a couple of pictures, and then I just let them dig in and have a good time. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're not trying to stylize to death. I mean, of course, I like to portray things in a certain light, and I like to stylize things, but I don't want it to be too perfect or too matchy. It's an extension of who I am as a person. It's an extension of my lifestyle and my personal style. And then it just exudes through you. It transcends. So, and if that is tailgating, then do some beautiful tailgating and take things that are great for you. When I like to tailgate, I make homemade cornbread, and I bake it in my cast iron skillet from scratch, and then we put a blanket or a pillow, we put a towel over it and under it because it's so hot, and then we just take that and all kinds of other goodies and we take it out to wherever we're going. We did have a grill that we would use, and then we just open up the back tailgate of the vehicle, and we had a little pop-up tent, and we just put out a little table, some chairs, and just chow down and have a good time. It doesn't have to be super expensive. It can just be really nice and special. But focus on what you have. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of things and spend a lot of extra money, because let me tell you, when you do that, you end up spending hundreds of dollars on a bunch of stuff, and half the time you don't even use half of it, or it doesn't turn out the way you want. Just keep it simple is the number one key to doing anything, and then go from there and just make it spontaneous and fun. So throughout the next couple of months, if you do things that are spontaneous and fun, which has always been hard for me because I tend to be a planner, it just makes it that much more exciting. So with outdoor living, I love to live outdoors. I love to do it in every aspect of my life, whether it's camping or glamping, as some people call it. Well, I camp. I'm in a sleeping bag on the ground with a pop-up tent or just a lean-to out there in the middle of nowhere. But you can camp out in your backyard and put a tent out there with the kids on a beautiful day and have a blast. And you don't want to have too much food out there where you're camping because that invites critters, but if you could put some really nice citronella candles out, that helps. And also, I'm going to show you guys a picture of something. It's a little thing that I made myself. If I can find the picture, I posted it with a bunch of my other pictures, and it's not letting me find it right now. But you can use essential oils to make your own here we go. So take a look. You can use essential oils to make your own bug spray. And yes, that is a bug spray that I made, and I use lemongrass, rosemary, lavender, and citronella. And then if you put just a little bit of soap, like liquid soap, dishwashing liquid is the best, and it could be any type of dishwashing liquid. You just put a drop to get a little bit of that soap in there. As you can see at the top, there's a little bit of soap foam across the top, but not so much that it makes it too sudsy. Just a drop in there. Bugs hate that. And so you mix it all up with water, and you put about 5 drops of each oil into the water mixture. And I take an empty sprayer and I put the water and the 5 drops of each oil in there. And sometimes I would use a little drop of jasmine, because jasmine just smells so beautiful, and it really blends with this mixture. And you shake it up, and then I go out in the garden and I spray it on my flowers and around in the garden, and it gives off this beautiful smell. You can even add a little bit of peppermint, but I do have actual peppermint growing in the garden. But you can put that in there as well. There's a couple of different things, but the base oils are the ones you see in the picture. And when you spray that out, you'll see those fruit flies just fly right out. You'll see gnats just run away. Oh my gosh, I just saw a crane fly by. Every day I see cranes flying by the back of our yard going towards the creek, and then hummingbirds as well. That was a squirrel moment. But anyway, you take that spray, it gets rid of the bugs. It's awesome for your plants and your beautiful flowers, but it also works on your herbs and anything else in your garden. It also works on your body if you're not too sensitive to oils. So test the oils on your skin beforehand so you know if you have any allergies to any of those oils. And you can actually spray it around your body, on your clothing, around your area. I sprayed it around the area where we had the picnic, and we did not have problems with bugs at all. So it was really nice. And if you buy some of these natural bug sprays body bug sprays, you will find that most of them will have these same essential oils in them. And as always, I know this is kind of a plug, and I don't get any kickbacks from this company or anything. I don't even sell their stuff. I probably should, but Young Living Oils is the only brand that I trust. That's the brand that I use on myself and my family. I love their oils, but they are super, super potent. So treat them like medicine. They smell amazing. They're super strong, and that's why it's quality that I'm getting. And I just love the way they work, whether it's outdoors in my garden or in the yard, or when I go on a hike, I can put a little bit of the oils on and just walk out the door, and I just feel good about the quality of what I'm putting on. There's a lot of oils out there that you can get anywhere now. They sell them in department stores, they sell them in 5 and dimes, and most of them are cut with something. You know, when they say they cut it, they dilute it, they mix it, they have all kinds of other things in them. So make sure you read the labels very carefully. There are other oils that are very good as well. I know a lot of people that love doTERRA. There's a couple of other brands that are pretty good that you can get in Whole Foods, and they're very inexpensive compared to going online and getting Young Living oils. I'm going to tell you the truth. I love Young Living oils. They are not cheap. You are getting quality. You are going to pay for it. Just like some of the other products that I talked to you guys about. They're quality, you're going to get what you pay for, but there are alternatives. If that's what you're looking for, you want to save a couple of bucks, I can point you in the right direction for those as well. So don't feel like you're limited to just one thing or another. I know I trust this brand, but there are other good brands as well that I haven't gone stir crazy on, but I've used those as well, and they're pretty good. So moving right along, there's the nature hike. Now, since we are transitioning from sheltering in place to more of the getting out transition to be more public, it's important to be safe. I can sit and watch the people come and go every day. I love to kind of people watch, but I love to get out and go on hikes. And when I do, I want to be safe. So whether you wear a face shield, whether you put on your mask, and yeah, don't be afraid to wear gloves. I love to wear gloves year round. They keep my hands clean. I've always worn gloves. People that know me know I have gloves for every outfit, every occasion. I love them. And I use gloves when I do household chores or when I'm washing the dishes. Gloves are just where it's at for me. So it's not a big transition for me to wear gloves for the next year if I decide to, because I've always worn them, just like I'm into hats too. So put on your mask, wear or don't wear gloves, that's up to you, and then just go out there and go for a beautiful hike. And because there's certain peak hours, go early in the morning, right after it starts to get a little bit light, where there's not too many people out there. And some people go towards the evening, right before it gets dark, and those are the times that you have less people out there and you can keep that distance. And I do recommend keeping more than 6 feet distance, because if we all know that person that has sneezed or coughed, and it can go further than 6 feet. It can go 8 to 10 feet. So I caution you all, keep your distance, be safe, but go on a nature hike. There's wonderful trails all over the nation, and parks are starting to open back up. So yeah, if you can get out on a beautiful trail, avoid those peak hours, and just enjoy some good fresh air and just enjoy. Right now is a beautiful time. The rain has stopped here and the weather is just a little bit cooler, so it's a perfect time to go for a run. Again, I prefer telling people to use the buddy system. If you have someone that's been with you and you're going to go out and you know that you're both safe and you both have been around each other quite a while, use the buddy system when you're going out so you can be a little bit safer. We've all seen things in the news with different things happening, and we want to make sure that everyone is being safe and being taken care of, and that you have someone with you if possible when you're going out. Another great idea, I'm seeing some more folks popping in. I mentioned having something like a camp in your backyard. You can camp in your backyard. I have a little pop-up tent that you can use it for the beach, but you can also use it for the backyard, and it just shelters you, and you can go in there with sleeping bags. You don't even have to spend the night out there. You could just spend a little while in the backyard and just have some fun things out there. I see Kanisha has joined us. Hello, Kanisha. I want to give you a nice warm welcome to Live with Lesley. So the next thing that I like to do, and I'll probably get some shots during the week because I plan to do this pretty soon when the weather warms up. Hey! When the weather warms up, we always do movie night. Those of you that were with us in Tokyo know that there were always occasions where the weather was either cool and crisp. Every Halloween, we would have movie night, and I would play great family-friendly Halloween movies. I have a big screen. I do have a projector, and I have the whole setup. And I'm planning something special for someone this weekend. I'm not saying anything. And they can't watch anyway. But they've been sheltering in place, part of my family. So we're gonna have movie night and a special birthday for my oldest, and I'm just looking forward to doing it again. So in the spring and sometimes in the summer before the mosquitoes get too bad, and when they are bad, we would put up the tiki posts and put out the citronella candles. And I love the coils. Off has these amazing coils, and I would use my spray on top of that. But I'd put the coils out at night, and I'd put basically in 4 corners around where we're located, put the screen and the movies going, and I have the speakers and everything. I have outdoor speakers now that I can pipe into. But it is so much fun. As soon as it starts to get a little bit dark, right about, I guess, well, now it's getting a little bit like summertime, so I would say 8:30-ish is about the time it starts to get dark around here now. So we start the movie before it's completely dark. That way the kids don't fall asleep in the middle of the movie. And we have popcorn, and I usually bring Capri Suns or something easy, juice boxes, whatever, and I have them in a beautiful little silver holder with ice. And then I have their individual bags of popcorn that they grab, and they just go out there and have a good time. And they bring their blankets and whatever little items that they want to bring, and they sit out there and watch a movie. I modeled it after Screen on the Green. When we lived in Midtown, we used to go to Screen on the Green all the time, and it was just this wonderful tradition for me and my family. And we would just watch the movies. We'd have our picnic set up. Just the same basket you see there is the same basket we use, and we had this rolling cart that we put all of our stuff in, and we would roll it on over to the park and just sit out there. And we'd have our little citronella candles out around us. It kept people at their own distance too, but it kept the mosquitoes away. And we would eat fruit and have snacks. Sometimes we would pick up dinner ahead of time and just bring it out there with us and eat and just enjoy the movie. So movies outdoors it's just like a drive-in movie. It's so much fun, and it can be really relaxing, especially on a beautiful day. So take advantage of the weather when it's good and just do something spontaneous and fun. What else? There are so many things to do. So there have been pictures that I've posted of having breakfast al fresco. So you can go al fresco and just have a really nice snack or meal and just sit outdoors. I am on my veranda right now, and I get the best of the outdoors and indoors together. It's just really nice. I get the nice cool breeze, I get all the comforts, but I do have an overhead cover that keeps me dry, as you can see, even in the rain. Hence why I've kept my hair natural today and through the weeks, because with the weather so unpredictable, you can just go and just enjoy yourself. So I love wearing my hair natural and not flat iron, because if it rains, so what? I can go outside in the rain and have just as much fun and not have to worry about it. It is so freeing. I love it. So have a great little breakfast or lunch or dinner outside. It doesn't have to be fancy. It could be hot dogs. Everybody likes to grill outside. It doesn't have to be grilling either. You can make dinner and then just take it outside. It doesn't require, you want to do things that don't require too much effort, because that takes all the fun out of it. Keep it light, keep it spontaneous, keep it fun, and you're going to see such a big difference in how your lifestyle shifts and changes and your mood elevates. So for me, the outdoors gardening has been something that I incorporated into my life at a time when I was going through a lot. And I just said, what can I do? What can I still do? Because I was going through so much in a certain journey, and I physically was going through a lot of pain and a lot of physical pain. And there wasn't a lot I could do. And I thought, what can I still do? And I could get a little cushion, or I could get a little stool or something, and I could sit down in the garden and I could just put a plant in and watch it grow. And I started very simply with one herb, then I got a pepper plant, and it was just literally one plant or one herb, one thing at a time. And before I knew it, I had this massive garden in government quarters. I was living on base, and I still had this beautiful garden that had beautiful flowers and herbs, and soon I had vegetables, I had tomato plants. It just grew and grew, and before I knew it, I had a lot of what I needed to make a salad at home or to do certain things. I made my own pepper sauce. It was therapeutic for me, and it helped me be a better person. It helped me become more grounded, and it was during a time in my life where I really learned how to meditate, how I learned how to become more mindful, and I learned how to become present. Everything I did, I was in the now. And when you're really present in the moment in your life, where even the small, seeming menial tasks become simple, and you become present in it, you appreciate every little thing. Right now, I'm sitting here talking to you, and I'm present. And you'll see me look away a little bit because I'm in the moment and I'm taking it all in at the same time. So I hear the birds chirping in the background. I have hummingbirds. I have trees, and I have flowers that attract hummingbirds. So on my veranda here, I put flower boxes out, and they have these beautiful florals that attract hummingbirds, and every day I get to see hummingbirds come up. And so I just have quiet time, and every day I use my garden and my outdoor spaces to come out and be in a place of gratefulness. That's how I start my day every single day. I come out and I start by thanking God for just waking up in the morning and I come to that place of gratefulness, and I may have my favorite beverage of choice, which is usually an herbal tea or green tea, and I just say thank you for this beautiful day that you've made, and thank you and I just count my blessings. I'm thankful for my health and the health of my children, that we're living in health. We're trying to thrive in health in the midst of what's going on out there. And in the midst of living our little stylish life, it goes deeper and it's a lot more in depth in our spirituality, in our faith, in our everyday living, that we are appreciative first and foremost. And that's where that mindfulness and that being present is so important, because I want to pass that on to my children so they can, sometimes we'll go for a walk and I say, okay, from here to that tree 100 feet away, we're just going to be silent and we're going to be present. I know it's hard. And they've gotten to the point where it's a routine and they know how to do it for just those couple of moments, because you have a couple of chatterboxes in the group, but they've all trained themselves to be quiet for just that little bit of time. And then we hear the birds, we hear the trees rustling, we hear the wind, we feel the wind and the breeze, and we're in it. And that's what being out in nature, whether that's the garden, whether that's a hike or a beautiful walk, a trail, camping, glamping, whatever your thing is, being mindful and present in it makes the experience last longer. It makes the experience flow through you, and then you get in that a whole nother aspect of life, pure life. And that's when you're living, you're not just going through the motions of life, you're truly living your best life in whatever situation you're in. You cannot have the best situation out there, but you can come into your outdoor space or whatever it is and just feel pure joy because you're present and you're mindful and you're grateful. All good things come from that inner peace. And if you can exude that inner peace, then, hey, I mean, that's real amazing living. That's great. So I've given you guys a couple of just hints at stylish living and focusing on celebrating the outdoors and how to bring it all to life. I've shown you guys some pictures. Check out my posts. I'm gonna post some more pictures. I planted some little seedlings earlier on in the week, and now they have come outside the cup, and I'll take some pictures of the lettuce and some of the other stuff that has come out. Great tip also that I learned: if you mix a little water and peroxide, 1-for-1 or 1-per-2 parts, you will find you can either soak your seeds in the peroxide and then plant them, and it will help ward off disease or any other issues. I know last week I talked about cinnamon, but this week I'm talking about hydrogen peroxide, because it gives your plants that extra oxygen that it needs, and it really helps them thrive in your garden. So if you're having some little problems with your garden, or you're noticing some issues with some of your plants, try a little peroxide in water. You don't want to burn your roots, so be very careful with that. But it's pretty cool what I've noticed with some of my plants. It's really helping them thrive. And my sweet potato, I started clipping some of the pieces off so I can take those stems and make additional parts, so I can plant additional ones out there. And then I could probably get at least 30 sweet potatoes out of one sweet potato that I took and just expanded from. So right now is a perfect time so we can transition. If there are any questions about outdoor living and how to make it more stylish, or if there are any questions about or comments about what you guys enjoy. Are there any ideas that you have for the group about outdoor living and things that you have tried that you enjoy? So definitely share with the group if you've got an idea, or feel free to ask any questions that you might have. But for me, it's always been a lot of taking the outdoors and bringing them inside, and vice versa. So when I have movie night, for example, I will take standing lanterns and lamps and place them outside. I'll put a seating arrangement. I've even taken outdoor rugs and I'll place them strategically and have pillows and outdoor blankets and just lay them all out in a way where I have maybe a theme. I may have a Moroccan theme and have very colorful pillows placed out and around a little table area that's seated low to the ground, so everybody can sit around the little table areas. And so you might have 3 or 4 of those out, and then have a little seated couch area, and then have the standing lamps on either side. It looks like an outdoor, it looks like a living room, and you can bring the indoors outside and just have this wonderful sitting area. So I have an outdoor sofa, I have outdoor tables, I have all the things to have a beautiful dining experience outside, because I love the outdoors. I live for it. I don't know how many of you love bicycling, but I just put air in all the tires and got them ready for all the bikes, so we can start going out as a family. We'll have on our masks and our helmets and we'll go out there and ride. And I think that's a great way for us to keep our distance from people too, because nobody's going to just jump around in front of you while you're riding your bike, heaven forbid. But for the most part, people are going to keep their distance, and it's easier to keep your distance if you're on a bike. So that will be a nice little venture that you can take and just line up and just go on a nice little ride on one of the belt lines, or go out on a trail that's paved or certain areas designated for that. So, or even on a sidewalk somewhere that's pretty family friendly, or not. If you've just got a 10-speed and you want to just get out there, or a cruiser, go on out there and enjoy. Cruising is a nice thing as well. You can get in your car, roll the windows down, and just go for a Sunday drive. This was a tradition my sister and I used to have, where we would load up and just go on a Sunday, and we call ourselves getting lost, but you can't really get lost, you know where you're at. But we would just go out, venture out, and find new places and new parks and just new things to see. And if we needed to stop, it was for gas usually, or we usually filled up before, but it might be for food. We'd stop somewhere and grab a cute little snack, and then my sister's a complete foodie. This woman is amazing. I will say this, she is amazing at picking phenomenal foods. If she has a last dime, she's gonna spend it on something amazing to eat, and it's gonna not only be delicious, but it's gonna be visually stunning. If anybody was like a Francophile or like the French, I would say it was her, because when it comes to food, she's a foodie. She's just amazing with food, and when she cooks, it's visually beautiful and delicious. So that's a shout out to her. I would definitely say she had a knack for that. So go on those Sunday drives. You don't have to deal with people either. You could even take some food with you, make some sandwiches, or make something simple, or take some fruit in a baggie or whatever, and then just go and just enjoy. You can maybe, if something's open, you could stop for ice cream or something, but keep it simple. Like I said before, being stylish has nothing to do with necessarily class or how much money you have. It's all about your personal footprint, your personal style that you put on things. That is individualistic, and that is what makes everyone special and different. So don't be afraid to add those things to your lifestyle and just take it up a notch. Don't be afraid or ashamed of being who you are. Whatever that is your individual style. And with that said, are there any questions or comments for the group or for me? Because that just about closes out today's session, and I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I really want to just spend a little bit more time on showing you guys different things and showing you guys some of the pictures that I've captured from nature walks and the garden. So over the next week, I'll just be posting more of those things, individual postings as well as group pictures. So try and scroll through all of them or wait till you see each individual picture. But I'll post some of these pictures that I've shown you guys. I'll show you my little munchkins enjoying the picnic. They had a good time that day with me. You know, it's just, and then you see I have a picture of my fresh mint. When I had Derby Day, I had the mint juleps that I made. And thank you for the love. The mint julep, okay, so a certain person who I will not name right now had to tell me to put the mint julep down because I forgot to post some things because I was too busy enjoying my mint julep. So it turned out really, really delicious. And I think one of my posts, it's more of a video. It's a quick snapshot of the recipe. Why? But I sent out my post, right? I put out my post, and then I took a break, and then I went back to sipping my mint julep. If you haven't gotten a metal straw yet, it's good for the environment. In this picture, I am sipping on a metal straw. I love them now. They're amazing. And I throw them in the dishwasher, I sterilize them, and just reuse them. I love them. So very inexpensive. They're like $1.97. You can't beat that for something you can use over and over. So I'll post the recipe. If anybody's interested, please let me know. Please give me some feedback. Like my photos. Don't be afraid to put some nice comments in with my photos to let me know what you want to see, what you want to hear about. Hi, Alabama. Agaline, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry, but welcome. And if you came in late or you didn't get a chance to watch the video, I will post the video. I'll save it and post it, and you'll get a chance to watch it later. But it's always good talking to you guys. I will try to post a recipe for mint julep. It's so simple, and it's really delicious. You'll get a taste for how you like it, more or less sugar or honey, bourbon, ice, and mint. That's pretty much it. So let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want to talk about. We're going to focus on the outdoors most of the month of May, but we're going to start looking at the transition from sheltering in place to going outdoors after that. So you'll start seeing some posts about sheltering in place and that transition, how to effectively transition and not rush it, but do it at a pace that's right for you as you start to go back out to being more social and getting out in society. So that's all I've got for today. If you have any questions after this, feel free to send me a message or put a note down at the bottom of the post. And as always, enjoy your weekend. Have a great one. It's always a pleasure talking to you guys. And I look forward to seeing you on the next live with Lesley. Bye-bye.